9.1 is about translations. In problem 1, does the transformation appear to be a rigid motion? Now, by definition, a rigid motion is a transformation that preserves distance and angle measure. Okay, so if I'm looking for a rigid motion, I really have to ask myself the question, does it get bigger or smaller? If it doesn't, or does it just move? Here, if I look at my pre-image, this is where I start, the image is where I finish, I notice that it gets bigger. So since it gets bigger in size, it doesn't preserve it, this is not a rigid motion. In problem 2, I've got figure EFGH in there, and I want to talk about it translates over to E prime, F prime, G prime, and H prime. Those little tick marks up top are what we call primes. Okay, so images of angle F and angle H, it's the same thing we did pretty much last chapter with congruency. We're just going to talk about, see how E matches with E prime again? So the images of angle F then would be angle F prime, and angle H would match up with angle H prime. Okay, pairs of corresponding sides is the same way. EF matches up with E prime, F prime. Okay, those are sides. FG matches up with F prime, G prime, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to bore you by going ahead and running through the rest of those. But understand, it's the same concept as we just got done talking about. Problem 3 talks about what are the vertices according to the translation of -2, -5. And again, we're going to treat this like we would an ordered pair. There's my X, there's my Y. I'm going to move triangle PQR by that translation. -2 on the X, -5 on the Y. So let's move R first. -2 left, and we're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts me right there. That would be R prime. P, let's go 2 left, 1, 2, and 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there is P prime. Q prime, let's go 2 left and 5 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Q prime, and my new triangle resides right there. And again, that's triangle P prime, Q prime, R prime. That's my image. Okay, problem 4 says, what is the rule that describes the translation that maps PQRS onto P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime? So really, all I need to do is take one of these points. I don't know, let's take P, and let's count how I get from P to P prime. So this is going to be down 1, 2, and right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be down 2 and right 8. Okay, so again, if we're going to write this translation as a function, I need a T there, my brackets like that, the X goes first. Well, I went right 8 units, and it helps write it there. Went right 8 units, so that 8's going to go there. Now I went down 2 units. Well, we know down is negative direction on the y-axis, so I'm going to put a -2 in right there. So it's translation of 8 -2 of, and again, we map P, Q, R, S. And you put that in parentheses right next to it. So it's important that you make sure that you represent the translation correctly. It's always X, comma, Y.